Hello friends, this is Double Helix. In this video I want to share my impressions from my new toy, the Swedish Tier 10 heavy tank Kranvagn. After intense grind and a lot of free experience spent, yesterday I managed to get this addition to my garage. I was really curious if Wargaming kept their current policy with the introduction of every new nation to create the next imbas. To be honest, it's not always like that. We all know what the fair are the top tier Japanese heavy tanks, but let's get back to our current vehicle. The Swedish tank line is a mixed one. You start with light, go through medium and end up with three heavy tanks. They are typical auto-loaders, and I can say that based on my experience with tier 8, tier 9 and now tier 10, they're not imbalanced. First, they have pretty normal guns, pretty normal reload times, and in some aspects they are worse than their American and French counterparts. You don't have the good gun of the AMX-50B or the fast reload in the drum of 57B, but yet you have one pretty good gun that allows you to handle most situations. Because your aiming time is faster than your reload, you always shoot fully aimed. That is a good benefit for me contrary to the 57B, where you have reload time shorter than your aiming time, and sometimes you miss your target just because of this. So with this tank you don't have to expect insane DPM, but a rather methodical dealing of damage. As we know, to deal a lot of damage you need to survive, and many of you will ask, okay, why was the imba hype? What are the strong parts of these tanks? How he can survive? And so on and so on. And here we come to the sweet part. What are the strong sides of this tank? The first one, it's the amazing gun depression this tank have. It's minus 12 degrees. It have more depression than any medium tank, more than Leopard, more than STB, more than Centurion Action X. In fact, the only tank that can beat you on that is DK Max, but it's a paper. And combined with this turret you have here, well, I can really say that this tank is king of the hill, because combining the front armor of 225 millimeters, which is angled at 50 degrees, and your gun depression, when you pop up above a hill, you have effective armor of about 400 millimeters. That's really hard to be penetrated even from a tier 10 destroyer loaded with gold ammo. I have bounced a shell, a gold shell from Yaga E100. I have bounced gold shells from Grille, and I can say that this is where this tank really shines. You just pop up your thick pumpkin and you deal damage. The tank is relatively fast. It's not quite maneuverable like the AMX because of its specific power, which is just 15 horsepower per ton. It's not getting to its top speed of 60 kilometers per hour very fast. In fact, most of the time you can get that speed just rolling down a hill. And well, this is one of the disadvantages of this tank, but nevertheless it's still faster than the 57B, and with a good crew you have a tank that have decent maneuverability, decent acceleration, decent speed. So in general it's a tank that you can play pretty damn well. Now I'm going to give you my advices regarding the modules you can use with this tank. Of course, ventilation is a must because it increases the overall performance. Vertical stabilizer is good to increase your accuracy when you are shooting on the move. And I've decided to use a coated optics on this tank instead of improved aiming, because anyway your aiming time is faster than your reload time, so you don't have any benefit of improved aiming. You will be aimed 1 second before you get a shot. Without improved aiming you will have 0.8 seconds before your shot, so who cares. This tank as well is quite dependent on crew skills, and here I'm going to give you my recommendations about the crew. First, for the commander, you need, of course, Brothers in Arms. It's a must skill for every autoloader. As well, Sixth Sense, Repairs, and two skills for view range, because the tank is relatively blind. But combined with two skills for view range and coated optics, you will get view range like a top tier medium tank or a top tier scout, which helps a lot in a battle where you have to rely on your own. For the gunner as well, you go for Brothers in Arms, and as he appears as a loader, you get safe stowage to decrease the vulnerability of your ammo rack. And as a must, you get armorer, because as you can see, even in this battle, you get your gun damaged almost in every battle, and unless you drive with two repair kits, you will have big problems. As well, get repairs, get snapshot to improve your accuracy during turret rotation. And here we come for the skills for the third member of the crew. Note that this tank have just 3 crew members. As well, Brothers in Arms, smooth right to improve your accuracy during movement, clutch brake to improve your mobility, repairs, and preventative maintenance that will allow you to use extra rations instead of automatic fire and extinguisher. So, in conclusion, it's a pretty good tank. It's really king of the hill when you are on a hoedown because of your turret, but your weak spots, your weak sides are that your sides and rear are literally paper. In the moment you turn your side to the enemy, you get penetrated literally by everything. In general, it's more or less skill dependent tank. You have to evaluate the situation. You are good against your enemies where you are facing them frontal. Otherwise, well, pain and suffering. Well, I think that's enough for today. Double Helix out.